ceasefire proposal with Ukraine. But the details still need to be ironed out. It's Putin's first time commenting on the deal. He says he wants the 30-day ceasefire to lead to lasting peace. But there's skepticism and questions about what will happen next. Joining us now is JJ Green, national security correspondent with our news partners WTOP. JJ, thanks for being here.
Thanks, Victoria, for inviting me again.
Let's talk about Putin and his first time responding to this deal that's on the table. Is he going to take it?
Well, let's be clear about this, Victoria. Him saying he agrees with this ceasefire proposal is one thing, but him agreeing to ceasefire is different. He's not saying he agrees with this. What he's trying to say is he agrees with the idea of a ceasefire, but he doesn't want a ceasefire. This is a slow walk here. And part of the reason for this is because he recognizes that he's got a military operation underway right now to take as much territory away from Ukraine in the Kursk region as possible. And signing an immediate ceasefire is not going to work for him because he wants to get all of that territory back because he's got shareholders or stockholders, if you will, these oligarch friends of his that he's got to answer to. And if he doesn't do that, if he doesn't complete this mission, he's going to look weak. So, no, he's not agreeing to this. This is simply a slow walk tactic to drag this out.
With him saying, Putin that is, saying that he wants the war to end, I kind of shake my head at that because Putin started this war. So he started something that he's saying, oh, yes, this needs to end. It's just kind of mind-boggling to me.
It's curious that you mentioned that because one of the things he said today was he wants to make sure that the original causes of this war don't come back to be a problem in the future. I think everybody knows that war started on February 24th, 2022, when Russia invaded Ukraine. But what he's talking about is he's talking about the U.S. support, the Western support that strengthened Ukraine, that came to Ukraine's rescue and helped them to get strong enough, essentially, to fend off Russia's attacks and put Russia in the spot they're in right now, where they can't finish what they started. And it's pretty embarrassing to them. That's what he's talking about when he says these original causes, because the truth of the matter is everybody knows that he wants the ability to stop Ukraine from getting security guarantees from the U.S. and the West. So that's what he's talking about when he says he wants to eliminate these original causes.
Well, and along those lines, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, he wants guarantees that the Russians won't go back on this ceasefire if it gets signed. And really, Russia is saying, hey, U.S., stay out of it if we sign this ceasefire deal. Is that correct?
Yeah, there's tremendous pressure on Vladimir Putin and the Kremlin right now because not long ago, President Trump was sitting down with NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte, and he again talked about the fact that Russia's being presented with this ceasefire proposal, and if they don't do it, it would be a very difficult or bad thing coming from President Trump. So Russia recognizes they've got to do this, and if they don't do this, this is really going to be a problem for them in terms of everything, basically. The president has said, essentially, he can sanction Russia again. This would put them in a really difficult situation. And also, right now, they're struggling with this idea that Ukraine and the U.S. are on the same side again. They thought they had beaten that problem with what we were hearing coming out of the White House after the Zelensky-Trump blow-up in the White House. But it's not working out for Moscow right now. And the truth of it is, it's coming back to where most folks are starting to see Russia desperate again, and that's really where they are today.
JJ Green, national security correspondent with our news partners at WTOP. Always appreciate the insight.
Thank you, Victoria.